In the elevator, headed up to the rooftop pool.
Still on, y'all.
It may be for different reasons that you have thinning eyebrows, but there is a way to put your brows on and to make them look good and for them to stay on in the water. Hey y'all, so today I'm doing a eyebrow tutorial, how basically I waterproof my eyebrows for both swimming and sweat. And if you have very sparse eyebrows like I do, not only are they sparse, but the little bit of hairs I have, they now have gray in them. So I draw my eyebrows on every day. I was in the cosmetic store one day and I ran into this lady. She came in the store and she asked the sales associate, did they have anything in the store that would waterproof her eyebrows? She was a kayaker. I shared with her that I had tried this technique last year while I was swimming, and y'all, my eyebrows stayed on the whole time. Well, I raised my hand and I said, I know some things that could help keep your eyebrows on. So I'm reproducing that. I've allowed my skincare to soak into my skin. I'm going to go, this is my everyday routine, y'all. This is what I would do if I was going out in 95-degree weather. It feels like it's 100 outside. It's sweaty, it's clammy, it's very humid. Or if I was going swimming. So I start off by knocking off the shine a little bit on my face using the Laura Mercier. It's in translucent medium deep. Just going to dust a little bit of that and just brush it lightly, especially in my T-zone. I have oily combination skin, even my eyelids. So I just knock down the shine a little bit. Another thing that I have been using that I've been loving is by Vanessa Myricks, y'all. This has been working great for me in the summertime. When I'm telling you, as far as the oiliness is concerned, it has been holding it at bay. And looks like this. As you can see, I've been using it. I take my Real Techniques foundation brush, the dense one, and I just tap it in. And then I blot. And then I swirl. It keeps the oil from shining through, but also it blurs my pores. I have a larger pores on my nose and right in here in my cheeks. So this is what I've been using. But I've really been liking this. It just seems to smooth out my skin and closes up my pores a little bit better. The next step is the brows. I use two different pencils, so let's get that out of the way. The first one is the Sephora brand Retractable Brow Pencil, waterproof, in the color medium brown or 05. And I use the NYX NYX. This is their professional micro brow pencil in chocolate brown. These are the two pencils I use. I'm going to start in, and you might see me looking down at my mirror. It's a magnifying mirror. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to spoolie my eyebrow hairs up. I saw this thing, it's been a couple of years now, and it showed you how to map your brows. So my brows have been through a lot, and you map out your brows so you know where your hair starts. So I'm going to start with the dark pencil, and so I start off by marking where my brows should begin. And I do that by placing it right here on my nose, and I'll make a little and here on the other side as well. So I have a general idea of where my brows should start. Then I go in from the center of my nose and go through the pupil of my eye, and here is should be my highest point right here. And then where your eyebrow should end, I bring it to the tip of my nose, the corner of my eye, and somewhere in here, my brow should end. Okay, so now that I have that mapped out, I'm just going to start lightly. Mind you, I hold my fingers back on the pencil. That way it's a lighter touch. If you hold it closer, it gives you more control and you'll have a bolder marking. And I do that. I just start here, follow my brows there. Once again, start here and follow up to my highest point, and then I come out. Now I want to join these 2 points. And then I want to start getting to that point. There are other ways that you could do it. This is just how I do it, and this is what works for me right now. And so I just start making hair-like strokes. And this is where I really hold my pencil towards the end because you get a lighter stroke. And I just start filling it in. My brows have never been identical twins. They're in the same family. Whether they're sisters or first cousins, I'm not sure. But I just go along. Here's my highest point up here. Here's my highest point up here. And I'm doing light, holding it. The further back, the lighter the stroke. Light strokes. This is a medium brown, so this is a darker color. But we also remember my hair is gray, so I don't want my brows to be like dark brown or real stark. I have to lighten them up. So, and this just is my theory. I think going in with a different color also helps with giving some dimension to the brows. So now I'm going to go in with this pencil, which is also very thin. And I'm going to fill in just to give it some dimension. Take in consideration that I have not used my spoolie yet. I will in a few minutes. So by using a magnifying mirror, I can really see up close, and I can see the hairs. I can see the areas that need to be filled in. I'm going to use the spoolie to blend the product in, and also towards the front of my brows, I tend to drag it in a little bit because the front of my brows, or the front of your brows, should be not as thick or as dark as the rest of your brow. And so then I just kind of spoolie it in. I'm working the colors in and getting the shape right. This brow here I always have problems with. Back in with the darker color, and I use that more so to define my line, especially if I'm not going to clean up the brows with concealer. Using my finger here. I'm liking the way they're looking. They're on. When I clean up with the concealer, sometimes I just use my slanted brush and it might have a little bit of product left over. Today, I'm not going to clean them up as well, but normally what I would do is I would just go along the line. Just follow the natural curve of your brow on both sides. And that's going to clean them up just a little bit. You see how that goes? Okay. This brow needs some more work. And I try to spoolie my hairs so that they just blend, and the places that there is actually no hair, I try to blend it in. And I may go down like this a little bit to give them a little bit more shape. Okay. I think I went a little too crazy on this side. So I am going to use some concealer. And the concealer that I use is the LA Girl Pro Conceal. And it's in the color Toffee. Inexpensive at the beauty supply store. I just get a little bit on there, just a little bit. I don't want much. And once again, I'm going to do this eyebrow because it is lightly, a light hand. If you notice that I'm holding the brush at the very end, so it's getting a light touch. So there we go. And I will drag the remainder of the product down so that there's not a harsh line. I'll drag it down. Usually I can do this fairly quickly, but of course because I'm filming and this is the first time I've ever done this. Okay, so then I'm going to smooth it out a little bit. Blend that with this concealer brush, Real Techniques concealer brush, just to blend it in so that you see no harsh lines. Can you see? Now, this is the trick to keeping the brows on. I'm first going to use a light powder. It is the All Nighter Waterproof Setting Powder, and it's in a translucent color. As you can see, I've already hit pan. So I was in North Carolina a few weeks ago and they have a new Ulta there. And so I went into Ulta and to my surprise, this product was in stock on the shelf. Usually in this area, I can't find it. I always have to order it. So I picked up a new one because this I can't do without. And I'm gonna dab it in and then I'm gonna stroke up. I'm setting both the concealer and waterproofing my brows. Next step, the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And that will just kind of meld everything in. Let that dry down a little bit. Before the setting spray dries, I generally try to curl my lashes. I believe that helps keep them up. Usually when it's drying down, I'll go in with a waterproof mascara, but before I do that, I curl my lashes because my lashes sometimes can go astray. They're fairly curly, but I have a few strands, and of course I have gray hairs in my lashes now. But I have a few eyelashes that go rogue, and they just go in any direction they want. I'm going to go in with a little bit of blush, only because I'm not going swimming today. And I'm using the Revolution. This was the palette. I don't know if any of you remember Patricia Bright did this years ago. And it is a blush, a highlight, and the brown color I use as either a bronzer and or an eyeshadow. But today I'm just going to use the blush. And I start up high. Just to give me a little bit of color. And y'all, it's about the products that I use and how I'm layering them. And so the final spray is the One Size On Till Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. I get this in the travel size. And I'm going to go in circular motions over my brows. Now, this right here has kept my brows intact and on while I'm sweating or while I'm swimming. So I'm going to finish off my makeup and I'll be right back. I hope this has helped you, especially with these eyebrows. You know, it may be for different reasons that you have thinning eyebrows. It could be, but there is a way to put your brows on and to make them look good and for them to stay on in the water.
They still on, y'all.